Here. Here. Feel. Hear, feel, think.
Hey! Hey, you. You alright, lad? You're moaning something fierce for a while there. Feeling the effects of aether, I reckon. Get used to it, though. Don't worry. You there, halt! What's this all about? Inspection. Men, search the carriage. I'm just an honest peddler friend. There won't be no disappointing if you don't find anything, right? Huh? Mind your tongue, old man. At least I cut it out. Look. Thomas. Honest peddler, huh? When do honest peddlers deal in prohibited herbs? You're in a lot of trouble, old man. You'll rot in the dungeon to the end of your days. Unless you can afford the fine. Business as usual. Ah! Amaja, Amaja. To arms, to arms. Seven hells. Consider this a warning. Now, go, all of you. Phew. That kind of excitement ain't good for the heart. Be careful around the brass blades, lad. Bastards will have your shirt off your back before they fancy it. Like common bandits they are, only less honest. Thank gods for sending some of those beastmen to rescue, seeing that we still got a long ride ahead, you mind keeping me company while we arrive? Them two young'uns don't care much, you see. Brent's the name and peddling's my trade. And judging by your unusual garments, I'd wager you're one of them adventurers. I knew it. Going where the wind blows you and seeking fortune and glory. Now that's what I call living. So long as you can avoid dying, I mean. Ain't no secret adventuring. It's a risky business, these days especially. What was the first thing attracted you to it? Fortune, huh? Then I reckon you'll fit right in where you're going. Once you've learned to handle yourself in a fight, you'll want to pay a visit to the whichever crafting or gathering guild tickles your fancy. And there's plenty to choose from too. Whether it be weaving, alchemy, goldsmithing, or mining that interests you, Udaw's got a place where you can learn your trade. Adventuring ain't just about killing after all. A peaceful pastime may be well your fortune. Just remember though, there's more important things than fortune and glory, such as breathing. Ain't no profit in being dead, and that's a fact. By the by, this is your first trip to Udaw? But of course it ain't. Still, might be as journey errant as a few new things to teach you about your destination. Udaw is ruled by the Sultan in name, but as most folks know, the Syndicate holds all the real power. Them and their Monistant cronies will be happy to get rid of her grace after all, but that won't happen while she commands the loyalty of the Royalists. And the Royalists ain't nothing but if not loyal. These factions have long fought over power, throwing their weight, wealth against each other. Ain't no sign of stopping. Of course, Lizardmen and Aljama don't really care about Udaw's politics. They own their own interests, and aren't afraid to force them to serve them. They say war is a gift to peddlers. Need to breed and profit. Although it's a shame. I'm inclined to agree. At long last, behold Udaw, jewel of Thanalan, where folks make sand and gold.
Deep in the sun-baked south, surrounded by the shifting sands of an endless desert, she rises. A solitary rose amidst the dust and rock, a symbol of defiance. Her name, Udaw. Even with the coming of the 7th Umbral Era, Hope springs eternal for the mongers and merchants who vie for lost fortunes in this bustling oasis. As the twin faces of Nold Thal maintain their vigil over all that has been and shall be, the present proffers a brave soul. One whose arrival could mark the beginning of a new era of prosperity for the realm.
And here we were to part ways, lad. I'm off to the markets to deliver me wares, and then it's off to the high road for me. Here, I want you to have this, by way of thanks for putting up with my prattle. You never did tell me your name, though. But hey, here's an idea. Become the sort of storied personage and bragged I've met. We'll consider it square.
May the traders nurture our fortunes as they kindle the flames which burn within us all. For by fire are we reborn.
Oi, adventurer, over here. I mean you. Fresh off the carriage, by any chance, eh? How can I tell ye? Name's Woodman, and it's my business of knowing every beggar's else. Now then, if I was to offer you some valuable advice by way of welcome to our fair city, free of charge even, what's this one's like? It's plain anyone with eyes that would know you don't know your way around here. If you let you go wandering down the nearest dark alley, you certainly get mugged or worse. And I don't want to have that on my conscience. But before you go doing anything, you'll want to head over to the quicksand. To Moldred, the master of the Adventurers Guild, can set you on the right path. Take those steps over yonder, and you'll pass through the double doors. You'll find her inside. And that's as much as you're getting for free. Good luck adventuring, adventurer. Why, hello there. Who might you be? If you're looking to join the Adventurers Guild, you've come to the right place. My name's Modred, and I'm the owner of this fine establishment, if you... I also manage the Adventurers Guild here in Ul'dah. So you might say I'm looking after green adventurers like yourself. My vocation. And luck for you as it is. Without someone to steer you right, you might find yourself out in the middle of nowhere, caught up in business you don't understand. Like our conflict with the Amaja, for example. They've been plaguing the Sultanate for high noon forever now. Then there's the Gallian Empire. None can say for sure what they're plotting these days, only that they are. Aye, the people drink and make merry, but underneath it all, there's worry. Worry and a lingering feeling of loss. Little wonder. It's scarce been 5 years since the lesser moon cracked like a giant egg, releasing an abomination intent to destroying the whole realm and then us to the 8th hells. So much was lost in a blink of an eye. Like the end of the world had come at last. But then things began to get foggy. Everyone got their own version of what happened next. From a man to our 3. You'd think people remember something like that, but the fact is, they don't. Nobody does. There's one thing the survivors agreed on, though. The part that played by the band of adventurers who laid down their lives for the realm that wasn't their own. They fought valiantly, and like so many others they needed returned. Deeds worth of remembering. I'm sure you agree. It's a shame that our recollections of those brave heroes are so jumbled in the calamity itself. Whenever we try to recall their faces to mind, like they're standing between us and the midday sun, permanently silhouetted. I bet that sounds poetic to you, doesn't it? Well, it's not. Bloody infuriating. But even if we can't remember them, we'll not let them be forgotten, and so we call them the Warriors of Light. And then forever stand as a shining example of what adventurers can achieve. That's why I welcome new arrivals like yourself to our fair city. All I ask is you lend a helping hand and try to leave Ul'dah in a better state than you found her. If you can promise that, I'd be happy to let you join the guild. Alrighty then, a promise is a promise now. I'm coming to help put the past behind us. We need people working and spending and bickering like the old days. And a happy and prosperous Ul'dah means more business for the Quicksand too. Any rude, let's make this official. Go ahead and write your name down in the register neat as you can. Traveler Jalyn. Well, ain't that a charming name? Just rolls off the tongue, it does. Alright then, Mr. Jalyn. On behalf of the Adventurers Guild, I officially... Please, sir, be merciful. 12's as my witness, I swear to you, I'll bring you your money. The East said that a merciful god might be driven to vengeance if thrice blasphemed. Grateful you were given a 4th chance to offend. You too, attend to this scum. No mercy, please. Well, ain't that a sorry sight? Nor an uncommon one, to be honest. Don't worry, though. If you work hard, I doubt you'll end up like him. Just the same, if you ever need a bit of advice from one thing or another, pay me a visit. Don't go bothering me every time you stub your bloody toe, alright? Of course, I do mind enjoying hearing a little bit of gentleman's woes with the lady folk from time to time. Anyway, welcome to Uda, traveler. Take a moment to catch your breath, and I'll teach you a little bit about our fair city. Mordred, the proprietress of Quicksand, wants to perform 3 tasks that will help you learn the fundamentals of adventuring. Before you go charging off to find your fortune, I've got a few basic tasks I'd like you to perform so as to help you get to know the place. First off, I want you to visit the Aether Plaza. To get there, head west from here till you reach Emerald Avenue, and then look north. You should see the giant floating crystal of aetherite. If there aren't any aetherites traveling around Eorzea will be a damn sight more trouble than it is. Of course, you still need to attune to them before you can use them, but be sure to do that with the one in the plaza. You ever attuned to an aetherite before, traveler? If not, lay your hands on the thing and you'll see what I mean. When you're done with that, you'll want to pay a visit to the Thermagers Guild over in Assassin Obsway. Assuming that scepter just ain't for show, I consider training there. And finally, I want you to visit Sapphire Exchange over on the Steps of Thrall. Goods from across Eorzea and beyond turn up there every day, and you'll have no trouble finding armor, weapons, or anything else a fledgling adventurer like yourself might need. You might say that's everything for sale in Ul'dah, as long as you've got the guild. Just make sure you don't pay more than you ought, right, traveler? And there's plenty of as to won't stripple and swindle an unsuspecting foreigner like yourself, especially if there's no one looking outside, with the best interest. Which is why I'm giving you this letter. Visit the exchange, find a gentleman named Surgon, and give it to him. He'll be happy to tell you about the marketplace once he's read it. Short then, visit the Aether Plaza, Thermagers Guild, and Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Simple. Oh, and before you go, word of advice. While there's more than a few unsavory characters out there who will be willing to take advantage of you, there are also some honest-to-good problems to solve, and honest-to-good people to consider offering help to. A lot of folks are lured to the city by the promise of wealth and power. And what many of them fail to realize is that instead of chasing after Gil the moment they get here, they ought to be making friends. Let it be known that you're willing to give as much as you get, and opportunities will come your way. Speaking of which, you should speak over with the smith yonder. Those lads are always have some good advice for the up-and-coming adventurer. Otherwise, that's about it for me. It's a past time you've got to go. Oh, and let me know when you're finished, will you? That way I won't be spending my days worrying. To down with your small clothes without Gil to your name. Due diligence. Or Maud would like to know, what do you think? How are you taking it, old traveler? Any new friends in high places yet? Well, when you have the Sultana's ear one day, I hope you won't have forgotten who about Maud. Long as you're here, perhaps you can do me a favor by taking this missive to Jonas at the Platinum Mirage. Just over yonder. My little man will give you some gil for your trouble. See all the work in the with this easy, eh? Coconut is a merchant is visibly perturbed and in need for some assistance. Tell me, what brings you here, friend? Looking for a bit of work, perhaps? A small job to add a little weight to your coin purse of yours? Well, you're in luck. Have just the place in order with me for several leather gloves and harnesses they use for sparring. The traders are cruel, or I find myself lacking hides required. Would that I have pelts for a few. Hey, friend. Care to help a merchant track down his luck? Bring me 5 scrapping few pelts, and I might promise you worth your while. You can find the creatures in roaming around in central Thenolin. you have any business with the Platinum Mirage this evening? Missive from Wimward. Alright then, let's have a look. Bird is barren, least the hounds feast. So it goes. Oh, this. The guild offers contracted to provide protective services. Unfortunately, this particular petitioner, Wormard's investigation has revealed his finances to be wanting. Maybe adventurers like you don't mind working for free. We have business to run. I myself have 4 mouths to feed, so this bird will have to fend for himself, I'm afraid. Motivational speech. Aether does not like the way you look at him, but let it pass if you deliver a message for him. Hey you, I saw you looking at me. Got something to say, huh? No? Well, I do. No, Nalata. Short, broke, never pays what he owes. Yeah, that bleeding horsem. Tell him to pay up or I swear by the 12 I'll beat. So hard you'll feel it in the second coming of Damal. I see his little shite face. I'll end up pounding him into a bloody pulp. Like it as not. So you go, tell him. That's violent. Oh, I do the 8th right. I'm trying to decide in these videos, I'm just going to speak off the term here. Whether I'm just going to rant randomly or not. But we're figuring it out. Hail, adventurer. Might you have come to behest Miss Mildred of the Quicksand? Excellent. Which brings us of the matter of attunement fee. That will be 100,000 gil, if you please, sir. Apologies, but I do like to relish the opportunity to make a jest. The look on your face was absolutely priceless. But the fact that you were so easily deceived suggests to me that you're unfamiliar with the use of aetherites. Allow me to explain. These crystalline amalgamations trap into their ethereal energies, and they are primarily used as a means for travel swiftly from one place to another. Perchance you heard of return and teleport? Well, these transportation spells make direct use of the aetherites and their connection to the flow of aether. Given that there are aetherites almost in every corner of Eorzea, any adventurer with a mind to explore the realm will wish to seek them out and attune himself to each and every one. But even if you have no intention of wandering around the Sultanate's borders, it would be prudent for you to attune yourself to any aetherites you encounter from here on out. I pray you find this informative, should you wish to learn more about aetherites or transportation magic. I should be happy to answer your question. And side note, this dude is always here. I don't know what he's doing. I'm not entirely sure, but he is always here. I have no answers. Alright, I'll give back every gil I owe, I swear. No more beatings, I beg you. Look, I haven't got the gil on hand, but I do have this ring. I admit it's not a lot to look at, but I surely can fetch a high price. Was me dear departed mum's wedding ring. Gods rest her soul. But she'll understand. Show it to Madame over in the ossuary, and she'll give you a coin. There's an aetherite to attune to. Welcome to the Thermage Guild. It is fate that has guided your steps here this day, friend. You harbor arcane ambitions, though our journey has scarcely begun. Within these hallowed halls are the arts of devastation to be taught, primeval magics of which to bring about an enemy's ruin. If you would join our ranks and wield such power, you must needs know our beginnings. The nation of Uldar inherited its traditions from the ancient Balada, a city founded on the descendants of the first mages. Secrets of these illustrated sorcerers were ultimately entrusted to the priests of the Order of Nadal, who will be passing them down from generation to generation ever since. Focused and refined over the centuries of use in the Order's funeral rites, the arcane magics of our ancestors eventually emerged as an art we know as thaumaturgy. A freezing blizzard to halt corruption, a raging fire to cleanse a corpse, a bolt of lightning to expel the sins of mortal life. The dull dwellers employed in preparation of the dead are equally efficacious when applied to the living. It is for this reason that we feared and respected in equal measure. Thus our guild thrives. Ensconced in the catacombs of Azareth Ossuary, sanctuary devoted to Thrall, the divine arbiter of the afterlife. What say you then, adventurer? If you would plumb the abyssal depths of thaumaturgy, let our sages guide your descent. But before you can leap into darkness, you must prove to our guildmaster that you possess the spiritual fortitude necessary to look upon which waits thereafter. When you're ready to submit your judgment of the most imminent mages, say the word. Well, adventurer, will you join our guild, or do you presume to ignore the urges of imminent destiny? Wise decision indeed. To prepare for your initiation, I would like you to study the volumes of the fundamental thaumaturgy practice, all 180 of them. Or at least, I would if such requirements were not abolished. Too great a deterrent for fresh novices, they say. I suppose you shall have to settle on calling upon the collective wisdom of our guildmasters. We have 5, you see, all brothers of the same house. Although they wield supreme authority, it is the eldest who provides a singular voice of the guild when one is required. Master Kokobigo, I believe. Doesn't know who her guildmaster is. That's weird. I'm Thermicist of the Order of Nathal, and I'm charged with studying the anatomy of the region's fauna and the environments in which they dwell. For the dark art of the Order is death itself, and the power over death can come only through knowledge of life. One day, I shall publish my findings in a single comprehensive volume, The Many Breaths of Thalia. But there's much work to be done before that day. Aid me, brother. Buy me 5 bottles of marmot blood, and perhaps I shall name you in a footnote. Marmots are hardy creatures that thrive and nigh everywhere. We'll most certainly find them outside the city in Western Thalia by the way of the Gate of the Sultana. Do take care. They can be feisty little critters when threatened. We're going after varmints. Greetings, adventurer. What brings you to the Azareth ossuary? You wish to sell this heirloom on behalf of Delta? Very well. It is most unfortunate such a drastic measure must be taken, but doubtless so when the item of question is fake, and such a gaudily poor one at that. Also, you do know that our appraisals are not free. Normally, this fee is subtracted from the agreeable value. Alas, considering the negligible ring of the value, I'm afraid that you would still owe us. However, since this is rather unusual circumstances, I'll waive the fee this once. No need to concern yourself with the bauble. I will personally see to its disposal. Yeah, I'd get confused with the names when there's 4 names that are the similar. Oko Boha? Boha? Oko Bees? Coco Bago? Coco Ban? Coco Ban like a pastry? Or like a drink? I don't know. Ooh, what? Oh. Charles' teeth. Man, did your mother never tell you to startle a thermitage? Look at that expectant face, Kokoba. This gentleman is obviously a new applicant to the guild seeking audience with their eldest brother. Oh, prattle yaddle. He can recite through the 370 verses of the funeral rites of the various fallen from memory. Simple task of keeping our names straight seems to be beyond our grasp. Well, I, for one, find it constantly confusing and endlessly entertaining. My apologies, good sir. My merriment was not meant to mock your mistake. It is our sibling, Kokobink, whom you should speak. What's this? What's this? Great Thalan has led us a new aspirant? Ah, Kokobink. Were you here the entire time? Greetings, child. I am Kokobink, the eldest, and, I would venture to say, the wisest of the 5 masters of the Thermagist Guild. It is my solemn duty to furnish our world with would-be innates with the succulent understanding of our beloved art. Thus, I would have your fullest attention. To wield Thermagy is to unleash devastation of the highest magnitude. The lethal force of our spells far exceeds the destructive capability of any other form of arcane manipulation. Fire, lightning, blizzards, tumulus. The Thermanuses call upon these extensive arsenal of offensive incarnations to incapacitate or obliterate all manner of adversaries. Open your mind to our sorcerous teachings, and you too shall soon hold the unparalleled power of our discipline in the palm of your hand. Of course, such power has a price. You must be willing to plunge headfirst into the forbidden chasm of Thermage's secrets. For advancement in this art comes only with the completion of deadly and terrible trials. I ask you now, aspirant, are you prepared to leap into the abyss to pursue power unrivaled? Confident response. Your name, if you will. Very well, traveler. Let us mark your intention with a trial to test the limits of your aptitude for channeling thermagy. Huge hornets, star marmots, snapping shrews inhabit the land in abundance. Exercise your sorceress might and slay 3 of each of these creatures before returning to my side. You're really slaying varmints. That dude's name is Eep Squeak. You'll note throughout this reading of Final Fantasy XIV that I don't say words correctly and that I'm going to get things mixed up. But I don't care. Also, this person's name just reads Hi to in my brain. Anyways. Hi to has enough of her husband's poor work ethic but needs someone to whip him into shape. How can the ossuary demand an exorbitant contribution every single moon? It's outrageous, I tell you. Don't they understand that a woman has needs? How do they expect me to pay for rouge or sun silk dresses or feed my marmot? Oh, you only had the foresight to marry a more ambitious man. This is all his fault. If he had just worked harder and showed some initiative, surely he would have been rewarded, maybe even promoted. If things don't improve, I won't be long for I have to join the beggars in Pearl Lane. Save me from this cruel fate, I beg you. Speak with my husband, Bonema, and find some way to motivate him. You'll find him at the Colosseum entrance wearing one of those ridiculous outfits. Hi, I'm Bonoma. Congratulations, we found the worst husband. That is, if you believe the harpy of a wife. Never cooks, never cleans. She just gallivants around spending hard-earned money, and now I see she's speaking ill of me to bloody strangers. Well, if you're hell-bent on meddling in my affairs, you can assist me by taking some of these Franz the Flyer flyers and posting them on the walls inside the Colosseum. I've got a long day ahead of standing out here, and I won't be getting to that anytime soon. When you're finished, go tell Vulcan and at the Gladiators Guild. I'm sure he'll give you something for your trouble. Fresh-faced adventurer posting flags and signs on walls. How we evolve in the world. Ah. What have you done? What kind of no business to even look at a lady of such a eye? But shocking and unbelievable insolence. And now look. How many gil are scattered across the ground? Get up right this instant. Guess she's just easily startled, or she just has that much skill. My gill now, and there better not be missing. Maybe. Appears to be everything. But you're still staring? Are you expecting some kind of reward? The insolence. I feel like she gave me more gill than she dropped. Have you come to wish me luck? I appreciate that though, but there's no need to worry. What? You don't even know who I am? The next biggest thing that's coming from the Colosseum? Zazariku is my name, and you'll be hearing about my exploits in the coming days. Even though of the title for myself, the Garnet Gladiator. Of which reminds me, I have yet to collect the circlet that I commissioned from the Goldsmiths Guild. Would you mind going and picking it up for me, would you? Been helping Bobula? Well, ain't that a terrible day. Franz has gotten pretty popular of late, and his fans keep stealing flyers and taking them home as souvenirs. So you met Bulva's wife. Now I understand. Sorry to hear you got caught up in all of that. If you ask me, they were made for each other. Not that's my place to judge, but any road. We appreciate the help. Carried your arse in here looking for work, ain't you? Well, you're in luck. Just so happens I've the deed that you'll need doing. Wild ladybugs are freaking bloody havoc on the outskirts of town. Something's in the air of late that made them ornery as aurochs in a rut. Ain't much for fighting on their own, but in numbers they're more than a match for any merchant who sees more days than they have on the battlefield. Well, what'll it be? Fancy putting up 4 or so of the bloody buggers, or don't we? I think this is a good place to start a small break. The Riku's circuit. Just a moment, please, sir. Oh dear, this is so embarrassing. I'm afraid crafting the circlet to Riku's exact specifications proved somewhat difficult. We ran out of garnets halfway through the work, and we're still waiting on the next shipment. I hate to impose, but would you explain the situation to Crooked Half at the Miners Guild? My records indicate he was supposed to deliver the gemstones yesterday. Perhaps it slipped his mind. Bitter Snow. Bitter Snow's eyes were those of a man in love. Wrought with worry and doubt, appears to be waiting for someone who is yet to arrive. What could we keep in her? My beloved Yellow Moon and I promised to be meeting here in this very spot, but 2 bells have passed, and nay a word from her. Gods, I hope she's alright. As much as I wish to go off and find her, I simply cannot. What if she were to come in my absence? Please, would you go search in my stead? It's possible she's somewhere near the Weaver's Guild. I've always enjoyed watching the... By the gods, do you think that she's left me for another? More dapper? I would try not to look at the bumpkin, but I no mind for fashion. Left by dapper? I've got a mind to drain a pint, so hurry up and speak your business. Want how many bloody garnets? 7 hells, man. They don't grow on trees. But more than that, this lad fancies himself the next Franz of the Fair. Ought to worry less about style, more about swordplay. Any road. I'll do my part to ensure the little bastard gets his benecta of all the goddamn garnets he can afford. And if he dies in the first fight, well, at least he'll have left with a pretty corpse. That was a very positive outlook. Running around. Wow, that's cute. Running around and getting little quests done here and there. Someone invited me to a free company again. Ethereal Wine appears vexed by his work at the Weaver's Guild and needs a helping hand. Something in cream? Or whatever shall I do? Stress. I just can't seem to finish it. Oh, the design is flawless. Absolutely flawless. Of that I have no doubt. But I simply cannot settle for color for the life of me. How would you like to conduct a little bit of field research for me? I'm dying to know what color the Lades of Uldar are wearing these days, especially on the hustling strip. And when you finalize, please call on Lucia of the Alchemist Guild. The woman is a wizard with dyes. Have her cook up whatever color it finds most popular. I feel like I'm going to be like on the road going, excuse me, would you like to participate in a survey? Be gaunt, be good. Just look at me. This hair. This outfit. They don't match at all. I look atrocious. What was I thinking? Oh. I can't let bitter snow see me like this. Maybe this last tunic was best. After all, oh no, perhaps the blue? Bitter snow is waiting for me. But I have anything to wear. If it's work you seek, the Weavers Guild welcomes you. Indeed, your timing is impeccable. A sortie has been held with the Ulda elite in audience. Once the invites were out, the orders came in, and that with fury. Every lord and lady from Cape Deadwind to the Cedarfoot are demanding the latest finery. I need hands, and I need them now. Yet I cannot spare time to go off and search for them. Would you carry this aid, friend? I ask no more than you welcome to our doors willing souls you might find. Let's see a fair welcome. Show me your warmest welcome. Excellent. I dare say it would work for yourself. Ugh. Dare say I would work for you myself. Now hurry off. We need those people. Now I'm a greeter. Work at the Weavers Guild? I'd be lying if I said I weren't interested. To whom do I inquire further? The Weavers are recruiting. Finally, it's my chance to become a famous designer. What? What do you want? I have no time for your shenanigans. You're getting in my bloody way, now piss off. Weaving work? Take a look at me, friend. I'm a bloody guard. I'm on duty. Let's move along. I appreciate the offer, but I must refuse. I'm all thumbs when it comes to stitching and whatnot. So the Weavers needs help. Sorry, friend. I'm all set for coin. $8 for little man. Returned, and well, how did you fare? 2 potential recruits. Welcome news. I hope their zeal for fashion will show in the efforts for the guild. What we do here may seem silk and satin, but be sure the working is these walls is not easy. In that, I suppose, our trade is unlike any other. Most popular color of late? Well, all colors have their merit, of course, but if I'm pressed, I'd say red. Why, any color is perfectly fine for a dress, you silly thing. As long as it comes off easily at the end of the night. Oh, jeez. or not. What color is in fashion? Well, I must say, I'm back from Garlean, and I find there's a certain fervent liberty to green, you bloody idiot. Rude. Best color for a dress? Well, you know what they say. Once you go black, you never go back. Damn! Okay. Okay. The shit you miss when you're clicking too fast. What the fuck? Yellow. What a fairer color in the name of a fairest maiden. Yellow moon. Oh, yellow moon. How my heart pines for you. Damn, she's got fans. There's never a shortage of white dresses on the Ulduar ladies, surely. It's because the most comfortable color to wear under the murderous sun. I mean, that makes some sense. Once you go black, you never come back. I just wasn't expecting that. Personally, I've always had a thing for motley red, green overalls with stripes of purple and dark brown. That dude was not helpful. Candy striper? Clown, possibly? Red ever and always. This is Ulduar, my dear boy, where the sun beats on your back with furious fists, and the sun and the sands are hot and unforgiving everywhere at once. We Eldons live for our passions, and our lust for life is suppressed by only our lust for lust. How lustful. Here on behalf of the Weavers Guild, are you not? Yes, Edelweiss said you'd be doing. What color will it be then? It sounds as though you have 2 votes for red, 1 vote for green, yellow, white, and black, 1 abstaining, and 1 vote for a model of red-green overalls with striped and purple and dark brown. By no means a resounding victory, but I suppose red it shall be. I'll have some of the catalysts I've been saving for such occasion. Mark my words. I'm going to concoct the most vibrant red Ulduar's ever seen. Alchemy may look like arcane and esoteric to the uninitiated, but grounded in the knot of science and experimentation. Indeed, I dare say it does more to advance culture and civilization than not any other discipline. Yes, yes, yes. At last my work is complete. Mark my words, this formula will revolutionize alchemy as the way we know it. With this, just a sip of this tonic, even raging fevers will instantly be extinguished. But I must test it, venture. While I produce more, I bid you take this patch to Pearl Lane, to a man named Lambert. He is trusted by the other refugees. Persuade Lambert to take my tonic and give it to his people. I require nothing in exchange. After all, if it's truly effective, it will be a tremendous boon of advancement of alchemic arts, or of mankind at large. I don't feel like this is human testing. Why do I feel like I just signed on for human testing? I feel like we signed up for human testing. I think that's really what just happened. Here, give this to you. Take this and give it to your people. Labert. Medicine for the sick? Huh. We're not fools, boy. We know full well that bastard Jalyn is up to. But we'll accept this method nonetheless. Look at us, beggars, we can't be choosers. Might be that it's a mere experiment for him, but to us it's a matter of life or death. We've got to choose between that bastard swill and nothing else. Well, what's the choice really? Not wrong. Come here by choice and even fewer bear medicine. And shouldn't go unrewarded. This Foss is important to us. I want you to have it. It's just some old pottery, I know, but might be valuable by collectors of cultural artifacts. There are men who are willing to pay good coin for such artifacts. If you go to the Sapphire Avenue Exchange, chances you'll find one of them. Last aetherite. Alright, so we're attuned to all of them. And you are? Ooh, a new comely adventurer, of course. Yes, I'm Sir Gareg. What can I do for you? Oh, you would like me to have you teach you the ways of the marketplace? Very wise. As for my fee? What? You expect me to do it for free? Surely you jest. My dear adventurer, when you ask an Uldar for a favor, you must at least try to make it worth his while. Judging by your garb, I'd rather doubt you could afford my services, but the fact that you're offering nothing is laughable. Oh, Mistress Mordred instructed you to seek me out, did she? Consider yourself fortunate to have such influential friends. I shall be brief, and you shall be attentive. You stand in the Sapphire Avenue Exchange, the busiest and most profitable marketplace in the Sultanate. Being advantageously situated in the region in relation to other city-states, Uldar markets have ever served as both the literal and figurative centers of Azorian commerce. All the great overland trade routes lead to our city, and the majority of the maritime trade between Vildebrand and Alderaan passes through our ports. Of this, countless companies and consortia have chosen Uldar as their base of operation. They see it as the marketplace awash with merchants and moneylenders day and night. Anything a man could ever desire can be purchased here, provided he has sufficient funds. Surely there's something you seek, adventurer. A deadlier sword, perhaps? Or a shinier trinket? Whatever it is you want, the exchange will have. To the north, you'll find merchants peddling armor and accessories, curatives and crafting materials. And to the south, you'll find weapons, tools, and an assortment of other useful items for sale. Seek out a particular merchant or browse to your heart's content. But do try to remain aloof when should you find something that piques your interest. Decisions made in the heat of the moment are usually unwise, especially when coin is concerned. That all complimentary aid you shall have from me, and far too much for my taste. My regards to Mordred. Now off with you. Welcome, welcome. What might a discerning gentleman like yourself be looking for today? Permit me to examine your vase. Hope you do not spend too much coin on this trash. A flood of these items brought in by the refugees have destroyed once demand existed. The marmots are fickle, my friend. If you lose sight on current trends, you stand to lose everything, as I once did. Market wars once bore my name, until fate and hubris reduced me to this. For your sake, I pray you do not have to learn the lesson the same way I did. How was your tour of the city, traveler? Did you get lost? Ah, well, Uldar's a big place with lots of things to see and do, and wandering around aimlessly don't pay the bills. If you're serious about making a living here, you'll need to remember where things are. When you go exploring, explore like you have a purpose, eh? Alrighty then, that's what's left for you. Hard work, make money, and spend it here in the quicksand. Well, youngling, have you found your find out? Well, youngling, how are you finding our fair Uldar then? Got your bearings about you yet? If so, perhaps it's time you ventured beyond the city walls. The bustling streets of Uldar are one thing, but the wilds of Thanalan, well, that's another altogether. I know a bloke that might fancy speaking to, and he too. His name is Papashan. You'll find him over in the Uldar dispatch yard. No doubt he'll have some work for you. Dispatch yards are over in central Thanalan. Just head out the door across the hall and you'll see the gates of Nald. Staring right back at you. Pass through it and head east. You'll come upon it for long. There's danger beyond the walls, though. More than I care to count. Nothing too terrible, mind you, but feisty enough to attack you when drawn near. Don't say nobody cared enough to warn you. Pray let me catch my breath. I went all the way to Scorpion's Crossing for a package, but only just now to return and realize I got the wrong one. The way back is so far. I simply can't. Would you make the trip back in my stead? I'm sure some poor soul in Scorpion's Crossing is missing a package. I haven't the breath left to tell you, go see Isubi. Sure, darling. Come for a ride? Huh? What? Where am I? Who are you? And more importantly, where did she go? Ah, bugger. Did my shift start already? Hell's with it. I'm bleeding exhausted anyways. Mind taking this Ginzetsu in the dispatch yard outside the city? Could probably give you something for his trouble. And was daydreaming. Alright. We're going outside. That marmot's dangerous. Feisty. Might try to blow me up. Don't worry, varmint. I've got something for you. How about you, Hornet? A marmot spawned. Motherfucker. I gotta make VV proud. Okay. Buzz buzz. Right here. Our marmots. Well, those must be bruised. Anyone seen Kazan last night? Anyone? Hey, what are you doing with that timetable? Looking for it all over. Got it from Keswick, you say. Why that useless drunk? I'll wager he's out all night again chasing after skirts. Next time he misses his shift, I'm tying him to the tracks. Well, you certainly look the part of an adventurer, my friend. Might you be a good soul Mordred advised me to expect? I'm Papashan, the station manager of this humble dispatch yard. An empty title, I assure you. I'm truly no more than a tired old Lullafell passing his quiet years in quiet solitude. 12 knows there's been plenty of both those in the last 5 years since the calamity struck. The devastation was vast. Yet, now the true Oldeans work together, doing all in our power to rebuild what was laid ruin. By the sweat of our brows and the love of our home, we'll have rebuilt Ul'dah to the grandeur and majesty you see today. The railways are running through the dispatch yard too, were born of noble effort of great many souls. But there's still much work to be done. The wounds left by the calamity run deep. Isolated areas beyond our lines of supply remain, and there are places yet wanting for relief and restoration. Ul'dah needs the aid of you and your brother and friend. In fact, never has our need been more dire. Brings me to the point, I suppose. I do believe I may have some work suited for one of your ability. Since you've come all this way, perhaps you could perform a little errand for me. It just so happens a number of sentries have been sent to guard the area. Dispatch for the dispatch yard, as it were. They've long been away from the shade and feather beds of the city. The hot days and cold nights play hell on the mind and the body out here. Isn't much, but go and give these twilight pretzels, would you? I find food always helps when you're killing yourself. Halt. So I'm going to have to ask you to put the pretzel on the ground and place your hands above your head. State your name and business. A twilight pretzel from Papashan? By the gods, forgive me. You should say this new post has my nerves in a twist. I'm terribly sorry for that. Well, you rest assured that the dispatch yard is safe as long as I stand watch. Please give Papashan my thanks, and tell him I only wished I could repay him. Very excited about a pretzel. Western front clear, eastern front clear. For me, from Papashan, a twilight pretzel? My favorite. How did he know? Can't fight on any stomach, how can I? Actually, I can't fight on any stomach. I suppose you could say I have no stomach for fighting. Will save me. Scorching days, freezing nights. This post will be the end of me. Twilight pretzel. Don't mind if I do. Ah, and that's a refreshing goddamn pretzel. I feel reborn. What the hell's in these pretzels? You've returned, and with a deal fewer pretzels, I see. Tell me, how fare our Sultan sworn sentries? They have anything to report? Anything at all? Wait, nothing? Are you sure? Oh dear. Take this for your troubles then, and stay a moment. There's more I'd ask of you. Traveler, I have just this moment. No, the time for concealment is in the past. Truth is, even before I had you deliver the pretzels, I was privy to some most unsettling news. Which is the real reason I sent for you to meet those Sultan Sworn. A young noblewoman from a very prestigious family has run away from home, and I have been ordered to see her safe return. Sultan Sworn you met earlier are assisting in the search, and alas, it seems they found no trace of her. I apologize for not being frank with you at the start, but we must proceed with caution. Should word of her disappearance spread, I fear others of a less honorable motives would join the hunt. Should we allow her to become company to any harm, not even 100 beheadings would be the punishment enough. That cannot happen, traveler. It must not. I need you to find her for me. Praise the 12, I knew I could count on you. I've instructed the others to expand the search, but Thanalan is vast, and there's only so few of us. The young noblewoman's name is Lady Lara. I want you to go south and look for her in the vicinity of the Sultan Tree. Good luck. You're at level 4. Let's see how I do. Old Sultan Tree.
mountain tree. Hallowed spirit of my line, forgive my weakness. My failings have cost us dear. Show yourself!
As you command, O Lilira. Forgive my selfish desire to assure your welfare.
I don't recall requesting an escort. Simply pretend we never met and continue on your way.
We both know I can do no such thing. It isn't safe for you here alone. It isn't safe for anyone. Not with this etheric disturbance. It's as though the dead are watching us. And I'd prefer not to join them, if it's all the same to you. Ah, you must be the one that Papa Shan mentioned. Congratulations on finding our elusive young charge. You'll have to forgive her impetuousness. What she lacks in discipline, she makes up for in stubbornness. You should return with us. The station master will be eager to thank Lady Lilira's protector in person. Alas, the station master will have to wait. Dear Lilira, for my sake, please stay out of harm's way. As for you, dear friend, for Lilira's sake, please stay in harm's way. Whew.
Feel. Think. Crystal Bearer. I am Jalyn, all made one. A light there once was that shone throughout this realm, yet it hath since grown dim. And as it hath faltered, so hath darkness risen up in its stead, presaging an end to life. For the sake of all, I beseech thee, deliver us from this fate. The power to banish the darkness dwelleth in the crystals of light. Journey forth and lay claim to them. By thy deeds shall the crystals reveal themselves to thee. Only believe, for the light liveth in thy heart. Go now, my child, and shine thy light on all creation.
Ah, coming around now.
Would you mind telling me what that was?
If I only knew. A denizen of the void at any rate.
The void sent? Here? But how?
The question isn't how, but who. We're not dealing with bookless bandits. Don't suppose the answer came to you in a dream? No sooner did you fell the beast than you fell asleep. Too much ether, no doubt. Interesting. I hadn't considered the crystal. But of course, this changes everything. Oh, just thinking aloud? At any rate, we haven't a moment to spare. I must return and report this at once. I leave Lady Lilira in your capable hands.
How dare you pass me about like a swaddled babe? I shall return and tell them myself.
As you wish. your impetuousness. I suspect we shall meet again before long. Until then, do try and stay awake.
As someone who's played through this before, Tancred looks so young. His voice actor is so different. Thank goodness you've returned. Got us all worried. You do realize what would have happened if a person of your noble stature were to be injured or worse. Why, Her Grace the Sultana would be beside herself with grief, and so would her subjects. Dare I say, you'd be sweeping the streets. But I already given you cause to weep, Parson. You and the people of Ul'dah. You're not saying such things. Find it, I swear you. It's not my place to make demands, milady, but I beg you to stay out of harm's way. I apologize for causing you undue worry, Parson. I shall refrain from traveling unescorted in the future. Thank you enough, traveler. I understand you fought bravely to protect Lady Lyra from the voids and fiends. For your gallant service, you deserve all the riches of the royal vault. Alas, a small token of gratitude is the best I can offer. A sarcastic man with a strange contraption strapped to his shoulder. I see you met Tancred. He's a scholar who spent many of his days investigating the oddities of In the Aether. Rather too fond of the sound of his own voice for my liking, but perfectly harmless. As for you, traveler, you're the sort of adventurer we need around here. I pray you show the same kind of kindness to the people of Thanalan as you did to us today. You're an adventurer, yes? If not otherwise occupied, I've a favor to ask. I've resolved to repay a debt of gratitude which I owe to the owner of the coffer and coffin. For this purpose, I've purchased a royal plantations of prestigious plump pumpkin, a particularly popular piece of produce. Alas, I cannot part this place to procure and offer. Alas, I cannot leave this place to procure the pumpkin. So you see, the scheduled shipment for the Norway mines, for which I wait, is late. I would prevail upon you to pick up the pumpkin in my stead and see it safely to the coffer and coffin. Present this receipt to the purchase of garland at the royal plantations, he'll yield it to you. I apologize for asking you to attend to such a time-consuming task, but I truly appreciate your assistance. They made me say a lot of words with P in order. Why? Pumpkin. Only it doesn't come soon, this spectacular specimen will sadly be past its prime. Oh, you're to deliver the Deccan a delight. I can say with confidence that it's gourmand that would be grateful for such a grand gift. Here is the pumpkin. I hope it meets with Roger's approval. Fresh produce is somewhat scarce in these parts. As such, we're always deluge banned. You'll know the way to the coffer cupboard, right? Beyond the bridge to northwest, look for the place where the local laborers lounge. Jalyn has ever been a barren region, believe me. When I say it takes no small amount of effort to make crops grow here. We've been introducing earthworms into the soil in order to enrich it. Alas, there have been 9 eradicated by snipping shrews, burrowing critters native to these parts. Unless we have to save the earthworms, the entire plot may yield not as much as a single pumpkin next harvest. To help us by thinning out the shrew population, the Shrew Hills should be the best place to start. Thank you, friend. You're truly a champion of the earthworms. Now we can look forward to a plentiful harvest of pumpkins. I wonder which ones will grace the Sultana's plate. An idle adventurer is a sorry sight. I have no need for assistance at the moment, but perhaps someone at the Coffer and Coffin wants your helping hand. While Berea is a resident chef comes to mind, the man is obsessed with inventing new dishes, and I hear his current fascination is fish. If you were to donate some to his cause, he might be grateful. Now, a simple farmer, I don't know much about fish, but I do know what I like, and what I like is Orburn. You wouldn't find a more succulent fish in these parts, I tell you. If you have a mind to give some fish to Wilbur, I wholly recommended the fatty Orburn. 4 slices or so should be enough for him to experiment with. Time to find some fatty fish. Question is what is this fake? Is it mud dubbers? Does that? Oh, it's these. Okay. 6 minutes. Alright. Here goes another one. Where's this one going? Fate reward there. Lovely. Hell's a good honest pumpkin in the Roy plantation. I can't wait to see what the cook's up to. Lads have been scoffing down beasts with amounts of meat, startling to tell their health. Be good to give them some more vegetables in their belly, assuming they'll be able to stubborn bastards to be trying something new. Thank you for your help, laddie.
I needed.
Yes, I completely agree. And
That was a lot to suddenly show up. Word is Blackbrush Station is sorely undermanned. The stone torches were in get the peace at the moment. A bloke by the name of Warren is hopping to bolster the number of short-term assignments or two. If you fancy putting in a little extra gil in your pocket, you could do a lot worse. There's no suitable species. Oberyn, of course. Wait. How'd you come on this Epicurean endeavor? Well, that matters not. The solution you suggest is sensational, sauteed with salt, squirt of sun lemon. So simple yet sublime. Fish is costly commodity in Thalion. If it were not for your local Lagardus, I would have been forced to fork out a fortune for bought hitter. Thank ya. Bugger. My stores of stewed meat have nearly naught. The meat was indispensable ingredients in making the smoked stew loaves, which are famous for their fantastic flavor. Fortunately, I'm no fool. In preparation for this possibility, I've set 2 barrel traps outside the establishment. Alas, I'm not accustomed to butchering live beasts. If you would so deed my stead and bring me the meat, I continue to cook. This rich, robust readiness. Stewed meat is lean yet lovely, and you'll learn to love you. Slathered in my secret sauce and smoked, it's a symphony of savory sensations that will leave you satisfied with the most critical connoisseur. It takes time to prepare properly, though. I would fear I may be forced to deny our decadent customers the desired diner regardless. Looking for work, perchance? If so, you couldn't have come to the right place at the better time. We stone touchers are sell swords hired by the Malja and Sons Mineral Concern to protect its interest. Our primary duty here is to keep track of clearing pests, and therefore their purpose we need some aid. I should point out, however, it can be messy work, and liable to get messier if you're so ill prepared. A single piece of gear can make the difference between life and death. If not, it's on my conscience that an ill-prepared adventurer had an untimely demise. See that you arm yourself with armor and be ready to present yourself to me again. You're not geared up enough. But we've got some stuff to go through. See? Always here. Back already, are you? Come to see what you brought. Exceptional. These fine true pelts indeed. Well done, my friend. Your skills among the largest of plants. I feared that I would have to come to pass had I had an order of longer delay. Take this. You've more than earned it. Scorpion's Crossing. By the way, it couldn't be simpler. Pass through the gate, head west, and you'll come upon it. Delivering a package, you say. In that case, you may want to speak to Oswell when you arrive. The blood, have you brought it? Ah yes, this shall serve nicely. By virtue of your toil, I am one step closer to publishing the Many Breaths of Thalia, thank you. Take this as recompense. Go now, and may the traitors smile upon you. Satisfied look of a mage who's utterly vanquished his foes? Traveler, I formally welcome you to the Brotherhood of Thermages. The purpose of this trial was to gauge your capacity to wielding Thermagene, an innate quality that limits of which are bound by the level of aesthetic energy flow through your physical being. Aether, the stuff of life, exists within all living creatures to a greater or lesser extent. Remember this. Well, this is the most basic law of arcane manipulation. Now, I have a tome here that shall serve you as a hunting log. As the name suggests, the pages are to be filled with records of enemies you've slain. The log also contains the name of such adversaries that will challenge and improve your skill as a thermage. As your experience grows, you shall reserve the thermid endurance. The wellspring of your magic might well be swelling in response to the moment of extreme terror or duress. When you find yourself seeking greater challenge, when you next crave the thrill of exquisite fear, that is when you shall know its time has come for you to visit me once more. Your bludgeoning power strains against the confines of your untethered mortal shell. Another trial you must have. From this day forth, your tasks and challenges will be shaped by the teachings found in Thermagy, the Yawning Abyss, a tome penned by the renowned Thermagy Zuzomaya. My brothers, who have not once tasted the bitter draught of defeat, will instruct you on the vital lessons be gleaned from the 4 extensive chapters that comprise this exemplary work. Much you shall learn about the threats for which the practitioners of our art must contend. First chapter, The Threat of Intimacy, falls with Kokaba's purview. It is only fitting that one so averse to being approached to teach you the wisdom of encountering the air. Ah yes, traveler. I've been expecting you. Allow me to read you the pertinent passages of the opening chapter of Zozomaya's Guide. Ahem. Threat of intimacy. Ah, how magnificent the potent power we wield. Roaring flames, piercing ice, and shocking bolts are matched not by fist or sword or spear. But the burly warrior waxes fearsome with every closing step. Fists shatter bore, blades slide through flesh, spears puncture soft bellies. Know this is your threat and stands apart for some men. This last part makes me queasy no matter how often I recite it. The lesson, however, should be obvious. Keep your distance from your foes. Apart from the agony of being hit, or stabbed, or worse, you'll have a devil of a time competing any kind of incarnation with an enemy filing his weapons at your person. Thus, the wise summoners always strikes from afar. The further the better. Now, let us proceed to your trial. Pick this dried fish and set it down in the vicinity of the Silver Bazaar. Next, simply draw back to a comfortable distance and wait for a vulture to swoop in to feed. That's when you'll ambush the nasty creature and barrage it with deadly spells. Once you've slaved the scavenger, be sure to receive a generous slice of vulture meat, or fanfall. He doesn't mind us conducting trials so close to his shop, so long as he properly is compensated. Yes, traveler. We pay him in sorcery-blasted bird flesh. Sorcery-blasted bird flesh has a nice aroma and sear. I think this might be a good stopping point. I think I'm going to go back. Yep. And I think we might go to the inn. Good day to you, adventurer. Are you seeking lodging at the Hourglass? Pardon me, what's your name again, traveler Jalyn? I've heard nothing from Mrs. Pendleton about this. Alas, without her express permission, I cannot permit you to stay. I'm not allowed to stay there? Fine, I'm gonna sleep in the chairs. That's what I gotta do. That's what I've gotta do. Fine. Till next time. Bye-bye.